Hi, my name is Deepak and welcome to our another episode of Web Design Made Easy. Let me brief you about what we are going to do today. We'll be dealing with this page that has number of parallax effects and has some text. So we'll be designing this whole page with Ultimate VC add-on and Visual Composer. So let's get started. So before we start, I want to just analyze my first section. First section deals with heading and info box. Heading contains a main heading and then subheading, and after that we have info box, number of info box. So these info box are in a row, and that row are divided in 6 columns, and to that 6 columns each column contains info box. So let's do it. For that, I'll add a row. Into that row I'll add a heading. I'll add a heading from Ultimate VC add-on, and now I'll give a title to it. Here is my title. Now I'll give subheading to it. Here is my subheading. So now for the alignment, I will stick with center alignment only, and I don't want any separator, so I'll leave this option also. Now in typography, I'll select font family of Open Sans. You can see that we have number of fonts or family over here. You can opt for any of the font family, but if somehow you don't have any of the font you desired for, so you can just directly add a new font from here. That will be directly downloaded from Google Font. So I have selected my Open Sans right now, and after that we have font style. Then font style, I'll select 700. Basically 700 is bold, so I'll select 700, and in font size I'll type in 24 pixels. Now in font color, I'll give black, so I directly drag this cursor into the black section, or you can type in simply a code #00000. Now coming to the subheading setting, I'll again select Open Sans, and I'll stick to my default option only in the font style, and in font size I'll give 14 pixels, and color I'll type in code, that would be 0000000. That would be the black one. So now I'm done with typography. Now my next section is design. Design basically deals with heading margins and subheading margin. So for this, so I'll give 15 pixel top margin to the subheading and 40 pixels bottom margin to the subheading. So right now I'm done with my heading element, all of the setting, so I'll save it. Now I'll simply add a row. I have divided this into 6 columns because, as we can see in our main page, we have 6 icons. So for that I need a row, and into that row we need 6 columns. So individually in each column we will be inserting our info box. So I'll start inserting info box. So I'll select my info box from Ultimate VC add-on, and there if you want to choose any of the font directly from font manager, then you can select from here, or else if you have any custom image icon, then you can directly upload. So I have my own custom image, so I'll select it, and this is my image. So I'll set it, and after that I have my image width option, so I'll give 100 pixels image width, and after that it's icon style. So I'll stick to simple only. I don't want to give any of the backgrounds to it, so I'll give it simple. I don't want any animation, so I'll leave this option also. Now I want to give a simple title to it, so let me type in the title. So this is my title. Now I don't want to give any of the description, so I'll leave this. And no, I don't want to give any of the link, so I'll leave this also. No, I don't want to give any hover effect to it, so I'll leave this also. But then if you want any hover effect, then you can opt for these options. Right now I don't want to choose, so I'll leave this. So in box style, I'll select icon at the top. We have another option, that is icon and left with heading, or else icon at left, icon at top, and box style. So I'll just select icon at top. So I'm done with my all the settings, so I'll save it. So now I'll duplicate it and simply drag it to the number of columns. So now I have copied all the info box into each of the columns. Now I'll just update it and see into our page how does it look. So here is my page. Okay, so you can see that at the top we need some space, and at the bottom also. So I'll add some space at the top and bottom. So I'll add a spacer and I'll give 120 pixels at the top, and I'll just duplicate it and drag it to the bottom. And now I'll just change my setting of a spacer to 30 pixel at the bottom. Okay, so now I have done with my first section. I'll simply update it and let's see. So now it's looking good. Okay, so let me update all my these info box, and then I'll show you that how does it look. So now I have updated all my images from in these info box. So let me update it the whole page, and then we'll see in my page where I'm viewing my page. So I'll just refresh this page. Let's see how does it look. Okay, so let's see. Here we have updated all the image icons and title to it. So now we are done with the first section, so let's move towards the next section. So let me show you the second section. We have a simple background image, and over that we have a heading element. So we can say we have a text. The feature of this section is that the image is fixed, only the content is moving when we are scrolling up and down, but the image is fixed. So this parallax effect is basically background fixed one. So let's do it. For this I'll add a row, and into that row I'll go into the settings of this row. I don't want to change any of the setting over here, so I'll leave this. I'll go into a row background setting, and into background style I'll select image. I'll go with simple image background. We have another options also here, so I'll discuss these options with you later on, but right now I'll select this simple background image. Now I'll select my background image. This is my image. I'll set it, and I don't want to repeat it, but you can also repeat it select this option, or else you can select any of the option depending upon the image. But if you have any small image or a pattern image, then you can repeat it. But if you have a big image size, or if you have a background image large enough, then you don't have to repeat it. So let me stick with my default option, that is no repeat. So after that, we have background image size. So I'll stick to this option only, that is cover. And we have another option, contain and initial. So right now I'll stick with this option only because that says image to be as large as possible. So I want my image to be large, so let it be with this option. Now I'll go into scroll effect. So there are two options, that is fix as its position or move with the content. So I'll go with fix at its position. So whenever I'll select this option, that enables the background to be fixed in its position. It won't move in a to fro motion or an up and down motion. So the background will be fixed. Now the next option is background image position. If you want to give any of the positions to the image of the background, then you can set it over here. You can type in any of the position parameters over here. So right now I don't need to give any of the position, so I'll leave this option and I'll go with default width. There are lots more other options depending upon your default theme. So I'll go with my default width and save it. Now I'll add a heading. Okay, and I'll update it. Here I'll refresh my page. Okay, so our background is here, our content is here, so only the spacing are left. So let me add some spacing. So I'll simply duplicate this from top row and drag it to the second row, and I'll simply edit this by giving 200 at the top and duplicate it and drag it to the bottom. So now I've given top 200 pixels spacing and 200 pixel bottom. So I'll save it and let us see. So here is my page. You can see that our background is ready. Now you can see that background is not moving, only the content is moving and my background is fixed. So it's done. Now we can move towards our third section. So let me show you before starting that third section. The third section deals with vertical parallax effect. If I scroll up and down, you can see that the image is moving up and down, vertical parallax. You can see the change. If I move up my scroller, you can see this space, and now you can see the difference. My image is moving up. So this is the vertical parallax, and here is some text. So let's do it. For this, I'll simply add a row. Into that row, I'll go into the settings of that row and directly comes towards the row background. And now I go into the image option, and now I need vertical parallax on a scroll, so I'll select this and I'll select my background from my media library which I have uploaded earlier. So I'll just set my image and I don't want to repeat, so I'll go with this only. I want my background image size to be as a cover, so I'll stick with this option only. For scroll effect, I'll go with move with the content, and parallax speed would be 30, so it's okay. So now the last option is default width, so I'll stick to this and I'll save it. Now let me show you the page. This section is having some text also, so for this I'll add a row in it, and that I'll divide this row into two columns, one of 1/3 and another would be 2/3. So now I have select my row, and now in this column I'll add a heading. I'll duplicate this heading and I'll change my second heading element. Now I'll simply type in my text over here. So here is my text and the alignment is left, it's okay. I don't need any separator, it's okay. In typography and subheading, directly coming to the subheading, because I didn't give any of the heading, so I don't have to concern about that. I'll just come into subheading setting. So in that I'll go with default this time, and I'll simply change the font size to 14. And in design section I'll just delete my bottom margin and save it. Okay, so we are done with this. Now we have a simple space over here and here, so let's add some space. I'll simply copy spacer from top section and drag it to the our working row. So I'll simply change my settings of spacer. I'll give 120 pixels top and 120 pixel bottom, and I'll simply save it, and I'll refresh my page so that I can see the changes. So here is my page. You can see my vertical parallax effect, so you can see a space between my upper row and working row. So this is basically a Visual Composer default margin. So for correcting this one, you can do one thing. You can simply go to the previous row setting, into design option. You can give margin bottom to that row 0 and save it, and we'll update it. So I'll just refresh my page and let's see that this space is gone or not. So we can see now our space has been removed by adding simple 0 pixel bottom margin of previous row. So you can see that third section is also ready and complete. So it's quite easy to design this section. Now let's move towards our next section, Let me show you that section. This one. This is basically a horizontal parallax section in which when I scroll up or down, then my background would be scrolling in a horizontal way, means the parallax effect would be in horizontal. And this section also includes some info list and simple heading, so we can do it. So let's start. For that, I'll add a row, and into that row I'll go into the setting of that row, and for that I don't need any setting to be changed over here, so I'll go into the rogue background option and I'll select image. Into that, after we have parallax style, so right now we want horizontal parallax on scroll, so we'll select this option, and now I'll be selecting my image from my media library. So here is my image. I'll select it, and now I'll repeat it. Basically we have added a pattern. I've told you earlier also, before in the previous section also, if we are adding a pattern or a small image, so we can repeat it, so that the whole of the background would be covered with the images, single image of by repeating it. So now this option is being selected. So next is background image size. So right now I'll select content because I need my image to be of genuine size, that is into the container only. So it's been selected, and now the scroll effect, so you can go with move with the content also. So I'll go with move with the content, and parallax speed is 30. It's okay. If you want to slow down your speed, then you can go with less than 30, or if you want to make it a little bit more faster, then you can go with more than 30. So I'll stick to this only. And background width, so I'll stick with this default option only. So for more description you can read this, and I've told you earlier that this option deals with the theme default setting, so I'll stay with this option only, and I'll save it. Now let me show you that our page. It is having a heading, and then we have info list. So let me add a heading. Into title section, I'll just add a heading. This is my title. So now I don't need any description, so I leave this. Okay, I need center align, so I'll not touch this one also. And to the separator, it's okay, I don't need any separator, so leave it. Now in typography, okay, I'll select Open Sans. There are lots more options, you can choose any of that. And now I'll select 700, that is for bold. I'll go for 24 pixel, and color I would prefer white because my background is black, so I'll go with white. So I don't need any subheading, I don't have any subheading, so I will not touch any setting of subheading, I leave it. So I'm coming directly to design. So for the heading bottom margin, I'll give approx 40 pixels, and I'll save it. Now for info list, as we can see that we have some info list. So for info list, I'll add a row inside that main row and divide it into 2 columns. Now I'll add an info list. Here we are. So I need my icon to be at right hand side, and I need circle background, so I would prefer circle with background. Okay, connector line should be white, so I'll just give simple code 6 times F, that is white. Icon background also, that is white by default, so it's okay. Then icon color is black, a family of a black, so 6 times 3, it's okay, I'll stick with that only. And icon size is 24 by default, so I'll go for 20, so
Preview.
it's okay. And I don't want to give any class to it, so I'll leave it. Basically it's a custom class. If you have any customization in your info list, then you can give it by giving some CSS class. So I'm done with this, so I'll just save it, and now I'll add info list items. So here we are. Now I'll give a title to it. This is my title, and now I need icon, so I'll select an icon. So I'll select this one, and I don't need any animation, so I'll leave this. And to the description, I'll write my description. So now it's done, so I'll save it, and I'll duplicate it 2 times. Now the left hand side section is complete, so I'll just duplicate it whole of the info list, and I'll drag it to the right hand side of the this row. So now I'll just change the setting of this info list, and I'll simply change my icons to the left, and this much only. I won't change any of the setting anymore. I'll save it. So I'm done with this. One thing more, we have to add some space over here to the top and to the bottom, because if we won't give any space, then it would basically the section will be sticking to these elements. So rather than updating it just now, I'll just add simple spacer and a simple text block of this. So here we go. I'll add simple text block first that says horizontal parallax effect, and align it to the center. It's center now, and I'll save it. And now I'll duplicate the spacer from top of the row. Just I'll drag it to the top of the working row. So I'll just change the setting of this spacer. I want to give it around 300, and I'll again duplicate this and place over here. So now it's done. I'll update it. Let me refresh my page and see what are the effects being taken. So here we are. Okay, so there are some issues. You can see that this color of this is not white, this also, and there is one space. The space is basically, I told you before also, that it's Visual Composer's default margin. So we can fix this, and we can also fix this. So I'll tell you how. Just go to your current row which you are working on, and simply edit this row by going into the setting option, and there is one option called font color option. You can give it white color and you can save it. So now the text of the info list would be white and including this text block also. And now for that space between the rows, so you can simply change into the margin by going into the design option and adding a 0 pixels bottom margin to that row. Save it. Now I'll do one thing more. I'll add 0 pixel to this current working row also, so that next time when I'll add again row, then this issue would not arise again and again. So I'll just save it and update it. So I'll just refresh my page over here. So you can see now it's working. My space between these two rows has been gone, and now these texts are been white and whole of the images taking effect. So you can see now if I'm scrolling up, then whole of the background is moving towards left to right, and when I'm scrolling down, then it's going from right to left. So it's done. It's quite cool feature of this parallax effect. I'll just update all these icons in a while, so let's do it. So now I have changed all my icons and titles of all the info list items. Now I'll just update it and see the changes over here. So I'll refresh this page. So now we are done with this section. It's looking very good. Now all the icons and description I've updated, so it's looking good. And now I'll move towards our next section. Let me show you what we are going into our next section. So this is our next section. Now this is a hover parallax. Hover parallax basically deals with our mouse movement. So let's do it. Basically deals with number of images. Here you can see this is one image, this is second image, this is third, and this is fourth. So it has a number of images we have to deal with. So let's do it, and how to do, let me tell you. So for that I'll add a row from here, and I'll go into the setting of this row. And now, as we done before, we'll add a 0 pixels bottom margin, so that the default margin which Visual Composer provide, it will be gone. So now I'll go with a row background. Here I'll select image, and now I'll go with interactive parallax on mouse hover. So this is the option where whole of the parallax will be taking place when we hover mouse. So let's select this, and now we'll select our images. So let's go here, click here, and we'll select our image. So these are my images. So for selecting multiple images, you hold down your control key and select all the images while clicking. So now all the 4 images has been selected. So I'll just add my image. So all the images has been added. One thing more before proceeding, I just want to tell you, the image which you are selecting should be of same size, so that the consistency of this image would be maintained. Now in the parallax speed, if you need to change any of the parallax speed, you can change it. So I'll change from 30 to 3, because we need a very slow speed so that we can visualize each and everything. So we'll go for 3, and again for the width, I'll just go with the default width, then I'll save it. Now so I'll add a simple heading to it. And now I'll add a space, because you know, here is my page, so there are some space on the top and the bottom. It's around 300, so let us take 300 pixels. So here we are, we have already taken a spacer in our row, so we can just duplicate it and drag it into a working row. So here we are. So again we can drag it to the downwards. So now it's done, so let's update it and see what's our result. I'll refresh this page. Okay, so now it's done, so you can see all things are working. My hover parallax is working, images are doing well, spacing are good, it's looking good. And if you see this, you can also see our main page from where I'm taking the references. So here is our main page. Now I'm coming to my working page. We have done without this section also. Now I'll go for our last section. Let's see what that section deals with. Now this section deals with basically with the video background and some icon element. So how to do that? Let's start. For that, I'll simply add a row, and into that row I'll go with row background, and into row background I'll select YouTube video. Okay, now in YouTube video you can enter your YouTube URL link through which that video will be selected, or if you have your own video that has been uploaded in your own server, then you can also give it a link of that video from here. So that would be, you can opt for any MP4 format or WebM or OGG format. So now I'll opt for this YouTube video only, and I'll give it a link. Here is my YouTube URL link, and now we have some extra options, that is loop and muted. Basically loop is that if you click it, it will repeat again and again, it won't stop. So I want this option, so I've clicked it, and now I don't want any sound to my video, so I'll click this, and I don't need any image for that, so I'll just leave this. And here is some start and stop time, so I don't want to give any start and stop time, so I leave this. Now this option says that play video only when in viewport. That means video will be played only when user is on the particular screen position. Once user scroll away, the video will be paused. So I'll just go with yes only, and I'll go with default width only. So now I'm done with this section, and I'll save it, and now I'll take a heading. So now my options are ready. Let's see, before proceeding further, I have my heading part, and now I want to give this icons over there. So these icons are having a tooltip. Like if you see this Facebook, then it's a tooltip of Facebook, and there is tooltip of Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google Plus. So let's start designing this icons. So for that, I'll take a row. Inside that row, main working row, so I'll divide that row into 6 again columns, and into those 6 columns I'll add just icon element. So here we can see that icon and icon to display. So we need font icon manager, because we'll select all the icons from here only. We can also opt for custom image icon, but right now I'll select font icon manager, and I'll type in Facebook, and my icon is here. Okay, so I'll scroll down. I'll go for 48, and the color would be white. You can give any of the icon size, that doesn't matter, or else you can also change the color also. Then for icon or image style, you can go for circle background, or you can design your own. So I'll go for design your own, and background color would be 5A, 5A, and 5A. That would be grayish black. Okay, then icon border style, you can give any of these styles, but I'll go for solid, and I'll give it a border of 5A, 5A, and 5A, because I don't need any of the border to be highlighted, because I just need to broaden my background size. So I'll go with 1 pixels only background border width, and border radius is 500. It's okay. Background size you can increase. I'll go for 100. Then afterwards there is a link and animation, so I don't want to give any of the link or animation to my icon, so I'll leave these 2 options, and I'll directly go for tooltip. Yeah, I need a tooltip, so I'll select the last one, that is tooltip from bottom. There are many more, left, right, and top, so according to your need you can opt for any of those, but I'll just select last one, that is tooltip from bottom, and I'll give it a name. To be in center, so it is by default it is in center, so it's okay, and I'm done with this. This is last section called custom CSS class. So if you need any customization, you can give a custom class to it. So right now I don't need any customization, so I'll just save it, and I'll simply duplicate all the info box, just icon, sorry. Okay, then I'll just update all the icons and the tooltips in a very fast way. So I have updated all my icons and the tooltips. Now I'll just simply add a text block that says it's a video background, so I'll just type in my text. So here is my text, and I'll just center align it. Okay, and I'll give it a color. This color is okay, and I'll save it. So now I'm done with this section, and I'll just show you one thing, that this section is having a huge space at top only, so we need to add some space at the top. So we'll just do one thing, to simply copy the spacer from above row, and we'll drag that spacer in our working row, and we'll just change this setting. So I'll just enter 420 the space height, so I'll save it. So now I'm fully done, and I'll update my page and see the output of this into our main page. I'll refresh my page. So here we are, this is our page. It's working very good. You can see the video is also playing, and all the images and all the icons are having the tooltips. You can see, great, all the things are well. So we have completed this section. So now you can see that we have made whole of the page with simple using Ultimate add-on. You can also go through these links that describes basics of heading element and parallax background. Hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, so don't forget to subscribe for our future updates. Till then, stay tuned to our channel. Thanks for watching.